Hello, and welcome. Guys, there's a pimple patch attached to one of my cameras. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am Rue. My username is Beauty Guru. I just go by Rue, and the pun worked. I love it. So yeah, today we are gonna go in with another of my using every single shadow in a palette series. So what we're doing in this video is we are using every single shade. We're doing however many looks it takes. I'm assuming it's gonna be about 3 looks total to finish off this palette. I haven't used this palette in a while. Unfortunately, the brand no longer exists, so I think I have at least 3, maybe 4 of their palettes, and I want to give all of my palettes a little love, whether the brand still exists or not, whether they're my favorite palette or not. I want to give everything a second chance and see which ones I'm loving. So we're gonna just get started with the look from this palette. So this is the Hasina palette from Blush Tribe. Again, the brand no longer exists, unfortunately. The quality was really amazing, especially for its time, but like even now, one of the palettes in my collection is still really high up there for favorites. This one I don't dip into super often just because there's no deepening shades, but I'm excited to give it another try and jump into it and create some fun looks. So with that, I think we'll just hop into look number 1. Hello, and welcome to another video where I use every single shade in a palette. I think I know what I want to do for literally all 3 looks, which is kind of cool. I think I want to do a fall look, and then like a cotton candy bubblegum look, and then I love purples and greens together, so those, and I might throw in a little something else with it. We're gonna start with the fall colors, so let's jump into the mattes. So Amara, Jahan, and Bint Helwa are going to be the first shades I use. So let's just jump in. I don't know exactly how I want to do my makeup, but I've already primed. I just used the Morphe eye primer, which I'd show you, but I don't see it. Any eye primer is fine. I do always recommend priming your eyes though. Like I said, I don't really know what I want to do. Let's do we'll go into Jahan first, which is that orange shade. And we're just going to, I kind of want to just blow it out, like make it kind of intense in the outer part here. Yeah, I just felt like doing a fall look because one of the first things my partner said this morning is, it's fall, because it was chilly out. And so I said, okay, let's put our little AC machine away. And he was like, no, not yet. So it's not quite fall yet. It's feeling like fall, and I've been feeling it too. I've been in the mood for like apple type treats and things like that. Very fall vibes. I like this. The only thing I don't love about this palette is there's not a ton of depth, but I think it'll be okay. Next, we'll go in with Amara, which is the red shade. And I think I want that up here. And we'll kind of keep it tight in the front and then blow it out to blend into orange. Kind of like that. I went to pick up my cat wet food last night or last evening, and they had this really cute pumpkin scratching post, but I have nowhere to put it. She already has a cute tree one. I tell you, it was very tempting. I wanted it. Super cute. And now let's go into the brown Bint Helwa. I just don't know what brush I want to use for that. We'll just use this little pencil brush. For the 2 first shades, I just use these fluffy small brushes. I have very small eyes, so I use the smaller brushes, and I think we're just gonna kind of pack that just out here a little bit. I haven't used these palettes in a while. Unfortunately, the brand is discontinued. I do think that the formula is quite nice, especially for the time that it was made in. Like, I got these, it's been a while, probably 2021 if I had to guess, maybe 2020. I think I'm happy with that for my mattes, for now at least. I'm gonna pack in that brown just a hair more. I do, again, wish deepening shades were a little bit, like even if there was just 1 or 2 in here, but they're all very either mid-toned or pastel, but the pigment on them is pretty good, so I'll take it. All right, let's go in with some shimmers. So we're gonna use Layla and Farida. We're gonna start with the glitter primer. I'm just using up my NYX one. It's almost empty. And then I know I have an Unearthly Cosmetics glitter primer, and I might have one more NYX one. I'm not sure. I can't remember. So we'll open up one of those once these are empty. And I'm now just realizing I did not grab a flat brush. Here's one, and here's two in case I need to. So we're just gonna use this guy to put the glitter primer on my lid. And I accidentally grabbed enough glitter primer for both eyes, even though I'm currently only doing one eye. I feel like I wish I was good at eyeliner, because I think looks that don't have a lot of depth, eyeliner can kind of save. We're gonna go into Farida first, which is the brown shade. And I want that on the outer part of the lid. I'm just gonna put it at a little bit of an angle, just like so. But I'm really bad at eyeliner, so currently what I'm doing is before I shower, I practice and then I just wash it right off. And then eventually I'll get good enough that it's worth actually putting on during my makeup routine. But for now, I just skip it. But I'm sure a nice big lash will kind of do what I want. Just gonna fluff away some of the fallout. That word was hard for me today. This is the wrong brush. I don't like using that one for that. I like using this one. So I always do my face last because I don't like to be stressed about fallout happening while I do my makeup. I just like to chill, put my makeup on, have fun, and then clean it up. So I'm just gonna add the brown a little bit over the edges of the brown shimmer just to kind of blend them together, kind of re-intensifying the mattes. I'm gonna do that with all the mattes, a little more re-intensifying after putting the shimmers on. So same thing with the orange and with the red. I'm trying to decide what I want to do for under my eye and also my inner corner actually. Ooh, I know what I want to do with my inner corner. It won't be a part of this palette, but that's fine. I don't know about under my eye though. See, this is the thing about not having deepening shades. I think I'm just gonna not do under my eye. This is gonna be a more matte, subtle pastel look. I think all of the looks with this palette will be more pastel-y. I am, however, going to use this gorgeous Game Beauty. I think it's just a duochrome. It shifts like white to an orangey shade. It's gorgeous. I love it. I would restock it because it's very much hitting pan. Unfortunately, it's gone, but I'm sure I can get something similar. I just also love Persona and I don't want it to run out. But that's what we're going to use for the inner corner. And I just like to pull it out and kind of blend it in with the first shade on my lid. Just something like that. Honestly, I think that's pretty much all I'm doing for shadows. So I'm gonna hop off, do the other eye, finish off this eye with some eyeliner, mascara, probably a lash, and finish off my face, and then I'll come back and show you the finished look. Okay, we are back with the completed look here. So to finish off, my lashes are just off Amazon. For my waterline, I just used the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Exit. For my face, I did the same primer and foundation that I used on my last video, which is the e.l.f. This one has like sunscreen in it. It's the primer, and then this one's the Soft Glam. It's very much so light. I barely feel it. I really like this one. I think I will pick it up again. Mine, unfortunately, the shade got ripped off, so I'm not sure what shade it's in. Yeah, that's gonna make it tricky to pick up again. But I used these guys, and then for concealer, I just did like the teeniest, tiniest dot of each of these. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Cameo Concealer in Light Sand, and this one is from Juvia's Place. It is in the number 24, I think. For lips, I use this Wet n Wild liquid lipstick. I do quite like their formula because it dries down. I prefer a lipstick you can't feel. Drying down is second best. I don't like my lips to feel sticky. I'm not a big gloss girly. I don't want to feel it on my lips. So this one is in Video Vixen. I was gonna add glitter. Let's add some glitter. Oh, that's okay. I thought this would be a little bit more fall colored from looking on the, looking through it, but that's okay. We're gonna add it because I wanted to, and I forgot. All right, so these are the ColourPop glitters. This one's in Roller Disco. I'm dropping everything. Oh my goodness. I need to put everything down. Okay. My mascara is the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. Just this guy. My blush was the Game Beauty blush in Violet. I'm so sorry. Someone's mowing the lawn. It is what it is. My powder is this one from Jacqueline Cosmetics. Whatever. I don't freaking know. I'm not a huge fan. It does the trick, kinda. I miss my Morphe one, but I'm using it up. And then for highlighter, I went into one of my Jeffree Stars. It was Canary Bling. That's what I used for that. I believe that was everything I used on my face, so let's hop into the next look. Okay, welcome back for look number 2. I was thinking I want to try and do like a bit of a pastel rainbow look. I don't really know. I think we're going to start with like the greens and blues. So let's start with this shade here. This is Jamila, and I'm not exactly sure how I want to do this. I wanted to mention I did end up ordering the Eyescream box. I'm really excited. I subscribed for the 3 months. Now I'm waiting for my first box to ship, which I'm very excited for. I can't wait for it to be on the way. I know I ordered it a little bit late for August, so it might show up, well, a little bit late, and then the second one will probably show up on time since it's like subscribed now. All right, let's go into the matte blue next. This one is called Naziha. Just using the same fluffy brush, but different. Like, I have 2 of them. That's what I mean to say. But yeah, so when I get my ice cream box, I want to do, obviously, an unboxing video. And then I thought it would be fun to do a video where I use all the products that come in the box. Whether that ends up making it so that I do a full face, like pulling in other things to finish the look. But I thought that would be fun, because I definitely want to try everything that I get in, theoretically. So I'm really excited about that. Going back in with the first brush to blend these together. This is a lot darker than I anticipated for a pastel look, to be totally honest, but it will be fine. I think I'm gonna go in with a little pencil brush next, and we're gonna go into Hasina, this purple shade, and what I want to do with that is finish up the top here and then pull it under my eye a little bit. I'm a little worried because it's so much lighter than the blue. I usually like it to be a dark shade out here, but we're just gonna try. I think I'm gonna go in with a kind of a fluffy flattish brush. I think it's just stained because I cleaned all my brushes recently, and I'm gonna try and pull the purple up more since it's so pastel, and just kind of pull it over and out, something like that. I think I'm gonna have to like put a little energy into blending these shades together, and I know I have a lot of fallout. I clean it up after, it's fine. I don't mind how it's coming along here. Gonna go back in with the blue fluffy brush, the one that had the blue on it. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that blend. Clean up under the eye a little bit. All right, I think we'll do shimmers under the eye. You know what, let's do... All right, we're gonna ignore the under eye for a second. I'm just gonna glitter prime for my eyelid, and we're gonna throw some glitters there as well. I think I'm gonna do the green and blue glitter, question mark. I was thinking go with just a little bit of green here, then so like this green, Damali and Maha. We're gonna start with those. Do I want this one? I'm gonna swatch both of the blues for a second. You know what? I think Roa is gonna be better. So we're gonna go in with Damali and Roa for on my eyelid. So I'm starting with the green Damali. Just gonna go down here. Then I'm just using the other side of the same flat brush to grab Roa. I'm gonna blend the two together a little bit. Something like that. Yeah, so far I'm pretty happy with that. I think we're gonna take that, we're gonna grab a little more glitter primer for my inner corner and under the eye, because I want to pull some colors in there. Just gonna take one of these little like angled brush, prime under the eye, and then I like to also just like pull it out with my finger. And then we're gonna have to do some cleanup, but That's like just my life. It's fine. And throw a little glitter primer in the inner corner too. I want yellow on that inner corner. All right, so we're gonna start with the inner corner next. Might as well. And we're gonna go in with Layla. What else can I talk about? Oh, that's a lot. Ooh, I'm just gonna kind of blend it a little bit. Pull it out. That's okay. Actually, I like that. I'm not gonna lie. Happy little accidents. Yeah, and now I want to use this one and then this one. So we're gonna go in with Arwa right here, and then Samara on the outer part, just to connect with potentially that purple. So let's go with Arwa, the pink, and we're just gonna put that here, first half-ish. Cute. And then just with a different angled brush, Samara. Just making sure I'm happy with it. I just put eyeshadow inside my eyeball. Don't do that at home, kids. Not a good feeling. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I should throw a shimmer in my, like a highlighter in my brow bone. Probably a nice neutral shade though. And then clean up the fallout and finish the look. Let's pick a brow bone color though. I just love this so much. Let's do this. Why not? Now I need a brush to put it on. Let's go with this guy. So we're just gonna throw a little bit of this in my brow bone. Yeah, actually that just brings in a little bit of like the orangey red that this was missing. Obsessed. Cute. Okay, that is it for eyeshadows. Let's see for our last look. All we would have left is, honestly, this blue, Maha, Fatima, and Zaina are the only shades I have to use on my last look. That's exciting. Not that one. Ignore that. This one. Boop, boop, boop. So that'll be easy. I was gonna do like a little bubblegum colored look anyways. And now I can use those shades and bring in whatever else I need. All right, I'm gonna hop off, finish off this look, and then hop back on to show you the finished look. I think she's really cute though. We are back with the completed look number 2. I love this. Why have I not been picking this palette up? Oh my gosh. See, this is what I love about these kind of videos, is it reminds me that the oldies can still be goodies. Like, this is so cute. So far, I have no complaints about the quality in any of the shadows. I thought maybe I loved it so much when I first got it because it was when I was really just getting back into makeup and like starting to grow my eyeshadow collection. And then I started trying other brands and I was like, oh yeah, like that one's good, blah, 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 whatever. Don't touch it for forever. It is still great. Like, I think this look is so cute. I'm gonna tell you how I finished it off, and we're not done. We have one more look to do, but I think you have a good idea of my thoughts on this palette. So, to finish off my face, I just used the exact same primer, foundation, concealers, and setting powder, and mascara as the last look, so I'm not even gonna show you those. The things that are different from my last look was my lips. I used my Game Beauty Persona collection. This one is in Carmen. My favorite one broke, like, so that it wouldn't seal. Like, this part broke or something. Like, it wouldn't close anymore, so it had to go in the garbage, and I'm really sad because it was my favorite one, and I'm trying to use the other ones, but so sad. Anyways, blush, I did my ColourPop and Sailor Moon collection. This one's from the Moon. It is the lighter of the two. I wanted very like light with the pastel, right? So that's what I was going for. In my waterline, I used 2 of the ColourPop cream gel liners. I did the pink and then the purple, just to kind of match what I did with the shimmers on the lower lash line. So the shade, the pink is called Good Reef, and the purple is Amethyst Hour. What else did I do? Highlighter, where did I put that? Listen, again, I used the Jeffree Star one. I have had this for a super long time, and to be honest, it was the only pink highlighter I have in my collection. So I went in with the pink Chill. I don't have a lot of highlighters. Potentially I would declutter this if I had like a huge collection, just because I know there's still a lot of like hate in the beauty community for Jeffree Star, but at the same time, these highlighters work really well. I already bought them. They're already in my collection. I'm gonna use them. So I just wanted to quickly say that before anyone jumps into the comments being like blah 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 blah. Also, like, I don't really watch Jeffree Star, but like, I genuinely don't know if the controversy is still even a thing or not. I don't know. There was a time where I really did enjoy him and his content. Now I just have no clue what the verdict is on how everyone's feeling about him. Anyways, that's the highlighter I used. I want to say that is everything I did to finish off this look. I think that's everything, so we can just jump right into the third and final look for this palette. Welcome to look number 3. So the only shades that we still have to use are the 2 pinks and this blue. Did I use this one? Yeah, I did in the first look. Okay, so just the 2 pinks and the blue. So I'm gonna, for mattes, use Fatima, Zaina, and then I kind of want to pull in Hasina, and then just use Maha as the basically whole lid shade. I'm kind of gonna do a halo eye, I think. So we're gonna start with the mattes and then go into this, and then I still will need to figure out inner corner, but that's how we're gonna start. So I'm gonna start with Zaina. I already primed my eyes. So Zaina is that like lighter pink, and we're just going to pop it in the inner part of the eye. We're gonna do it on the lid and pull it up above the crease just a little bit. I think what I want to do is bring that purple in the center top and then have the blue in the center of the lid. So that's what I'm aiming for, and we're just gonna see how it goes. Just like that. I think that's kind of a perfect start. Next, we'll go into Fatima, the slightly darker pink, and that one is gonna go on the outer corner, packing it in for now, and we'll do a little bit of blending, something like that. This one might be my easiest look, but I also haven't done a halo eye and I literally don't know how long. So yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Next, I'm going into Hasina, which is the purple shade, and we're gonna pull it and use it to blend the 2 pinks together just at the top. Honestly, I'm really appreciating that I started doing this trend even though I'm only on my 2nd palette, because it is giving me a good reason to dip back into older older palettes, and I can't believe I haven't been dipping into this one. Like, it feels nice to play with it again. I'm really happy with how everything is cooperating, and yeah. I'm just going back in with the shade with the dark pink on it just to blend, and I'm going to do the same with the light pink as well. Something like that. Super simple. Now we're going to go ahead and throw the blue in. Just grabbing my glitter primer, putting a teeny bit on my hand, and then I think I'll do the same. We'll go pink, pink, and then maybe the blue in the center for the under eye. That's what I think I want to do. Just grabbing a flat brush and plopping that in the center of the eyelid. What can I tell you guys? I'm doing some product photography for my small business today. That's my main goal for today. Now I'm going into Maha, which is the blue shade that I haven't used yet. We're just putting that all over the eyelid, and then we're gonna have to blend it with the pinks a little bit. Something like that. Now we have to blend everything together. I've probably said that in my other looks already. Cute. And we're doing the same with the lighter pink. I think my eye is watering a little bit. And we're gonna do the same with the purple as well. I just didn't like how it was blending on the inner corner, so I just pulled the blue all the way to the end of my lid just because, like I said, I wasn't loving it. I didn't add any glitter primer or anything to that side. I just kind of blended it out a little bit so that it would be a little bit more cohesive. And I do think I like that better. Going to clean up the mattes a tiny bit. Yeah, I think I like that better. I really wanted to do the halo eye where it was just in the center, but it just wasn't. I wasn't feeling it, and that's okay. And we just need to re-intensify right here a little bit. And we're gonna go into Fatima, that dark pink, and just pull it under a little bit. Going in with a smaller fluffy brush, I just really want to intensify right here more. All right, and then we're gonna go in with the light pink, the inner part of the under eye. I think we'll just do those 2 shades under here. Connect them. What do I want for my inner corner? Let's see, do I want maybe just a highlighter? You know, I could use my blue Wet n Wild highlighter, and then I can use it on my face too. Let's do that. I feel like it's kind of, we're just gonna do it. There. Am I happy with that? On my last video, I felt like I had one look that was kind of like not the biggest fan of, and I feel like that's what this look is this time. Which is crazy because the pinks look the most dipped into on this palette. So from when I was using it consistently, I used the pinks a lot. But I mean, it's not bad, and once I add lashes and finish the look, I'm sure it'll be cute. So I'm gonna hop off, finish off the look, and I will be right back with the completed look. show you what I used on my face, and then we'll talk about the palette. That'll be quick though, because I feel like I already kind of told you how I'm feeling about it. So I will be right back. Okay, we are back with the completed third look. So most of my stuff was the same. Anything that was the same, I'm not gonna say again. We'll just jump into what was different. So for the highlighter, I used the same one I used on my inner corner. This is the Wet n Wild Halo Walkers. Blush was the Game Beauty in Panther. She's so cute. Probably my most like bubblegummy pink blush that I have. Lipstick was also the Game Beauty. This one was in shade Milady. And then I'm not a really big gloss person, but I did throw a gloss on, trying to use what I have, see if I can learn to love it. I usually like my lip dried down, but I did use one of the Unearthly glosses. This one was in shade Ruin. And other than that, my lashes were just off Amazon. Oh, my eyeliner was the cream gel liner from ColourPop in Prance. And then gems were also just from like Amazon. I just used eyelash glue to pop them on. And that is the completed look. So I'm just gonna zoom us out and we're gonna have a quick little chat about the palette. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed these 3 looks using the Hasina palette from Blush Tribe. No longer exists, unfortunately, but it felt really nice to jump back into this palette. Honestly, I don't really have any complaints. I struggled a little bit with this shade today, but I've also used it in the past and not struggled, so it might just be me having a day. Anyways, I still like how the look turned out, especially after adding the gems and the lashes. It kind of came together. I know at first I was kind of saying I wasn't sure, but it did turn out to be a pretty cute look. My favorite look was for sure the like pastel kind of rainbowy look I did, my second look. Loved that one. It really did make me fall back in love with this palette. So I'm really glad I dipped into this, and I'm excited to dip into another one of my palettes and create however many looks it takes to use up all of those shades as well. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you feel like you liked this video or you liked my vibe, feel free to subscribe. No pressure if you don't want to, or give this video a like, and feel free to leave your thoughts down below. I get very excited when I get comments because I'm still a very small creator. So that's that, and thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye!